Gluten and food coloring. What have they got in common? Well, it's not just gluten, but I'm going to use gluten as an example. So when you have, like food sensitivities, when you have an immune response to a food, you're having an immune response to an amino acid pattern, not an individual protein. Let me share a diagram. I will explain it. It will explain it better. Here we go. Okay, so ignore the right part. Just look at the color where it says amino acid structure. So when you have an immune response, your body is reacting to a food which looks like this. It's an amino acid structure. It's a pattern. And for example, this can be gluten, okay? So it's reacting to the pattern. And what we want to do, we want the body to break this pattern down, like disassemble this thing as quickly as possible, because the body doesn't react to individual amino acids. It responds to the pattern. Okay, so what have food colorings got to do with it? Well, food colorings will inhibit the ability to break these amino acid patterns down. So the reaction to the food that you're having is going to last longer. Or maybe that's why you're reacting to it in the first place, because if this pattern, this structure stays intact, that's what the immune system is reacting to, not the individual proteins. Take this off a second. So with regards to food coloring, so say somebody, I'm using gluten as an example, but say somebody has a sensitivity to gluten, you want to break that gluten down, break that pattern apart as quickly as possible. And that's, if you see those gluten supplements, that's what they do. They have the transferase in them that break that breaks the pattern down. With food coloring stops the breakdown. So obviously, if you're reacting, if you're sensitive to that food, if you're having an immune response to that food, it's going to last longer. So again, using gluten as an example, but if you've got an issue with gluten, and then you go out and drink, I don't know, St Patrick's Day and drink that green beer, or you have the green cupcakes, or you have a birthday party and you've got a blue cake, yeah, it's gonna kick you on your ass. So the food coloring, you know, this whole food sensitivity, it's multifaceted. It's we love to pin it on one thing, but it can be a combination. And maybe, and I'm just throwing it out there, the foods that we eat, even the food that we don't expect, often they have food coloring in them. So check your labels, as always. But yes, that's a relationship between food coloring and, in this case, gluten.